The topic for today's vlog is going to be on why am I a liar? And wouldn't it be nuts if these glasses were actually tinted? That'd be nuts. Welcome back, friends. Lost Scarf here, and it's time for the vlog. And it's going to be a quick 10 if I can help it. Jinx has been really busy, so am I. I'm in the middle of working 7 days in a row, so and Jinx is in the middle of working on things a lot. We didn't have a vlog last week because things were just crazy. Jinx was really sick, and then things happened to me. Let's see here. So the subject's going to be about lying, but before we get to that, why do I lie? Well, everyone lies, but why do I lie? Some quick things really quick. One was, why we didn't have a thing. Streaming Pokemon, Brilliant Diamond now. I wanted Pearl, but Jinx wanted Pearl, so she got Pearl, and then I got Diamond. So streaming that now, and that'll eventually be an LP online, on YouTube, because of course I'm voice LPing it. Though, it's mostly just the same voices, like every extra gets the same voice, like every guy gets the same voice, every girl gets the same voice, every child gets the same voice. In that, there's a child voice, there's a guy voice, there's a girl voice, but the main characters get different voices. The main characters get different voices, so the gym leader's gonna get different voices if I can help it. Professor Oak has it. Well, Professor Rowan has his own voice. Lewis has a voice, and then the Gary of the game has a voice, and then all mothers have the same voice. That kind of thing going on there. It's pretty fun so far. I beat the first gym by this point, and it's a ScarfLock. So real quick, ScarfLock is like a nicer Nuzlocke in that when your Pokemon gets defeated, you don't release it. It goes into the PC box and it rotates back in eventually. Because, well, you get so many Pokemon. Also, that is, I can catch however many Pokemon I want, but I only get to attack the grass once on purpose. After every patch of grass once on purpose. After that, it's only by accident. Random encounters when I have to run through to go to places. That's it. That's the only time I'm going in the grass. There's no grinding. There is only if you happen to get attacked. So, potentially, I could get attacked, like, very little and not be all that grinded up for gym battles. So there's that. And fishing spots. Every pond must be fished at least once as well. And I think that's it for all the rules. Oh yeah, the only time I'm allowed to grind is if a gym wipes. If a gym wipes me, I get to grind for a level. Or get to grind to an appropriate level if my entire rotated in team is all like level 5s. And obviously I should get them all to like level 10 or 11. Or whatever. And then fight. That's the only time I'm going to grind is if that happens. Because the one thing is, we're not restarting. We're not going to restart our run because we got wiped. That would just be like we're never going to get done. Also, that's the problem is, with Nuzlocke for me is whenever I've done a Nuzlocke, I just end up over-farming. That's what I do. I'm like, alright, I'm just going to grind because I don't want to lose anything. And then it becomes more boring. Because there's no anti-grind rule in Nuzlocke. So I'm like, alright, I'm just going to grind. I'm going to make this really boring. So that's why ScarfLock feels more interesting and more intense. I've had some really good battles when we did Sword and Shield, and had some pretty good battles here. Okay, now, I had some surprising battles here so far with the ScarfLock for Brilliant Diamond. It has been pretty fun. And so I like my style of doing the lock. So that'll come up someday in the future. We have first Metroid Dread, which was... Oh, I don't think I mentioned. I played and beaten Metroid Dread since the last vlog. Metroid Dread, really good. That'll be an LP as well. And we have the Ace Attorneys coming out as well. So a lot of Nintendo stuff, not on purpose, coming out. So a lot of Switch stuff coming out, not on purpose. Like, we're not only a Nintendo channel, but that's what's coming out. The top 10's eventually going to get done for, like, the one-shots and the... There's almost, like, 2 or 3 one-shots I need to actually do before the end of the year that I've been putting off because of work and because I've just been putting it off. I've been putting it off. That's it. I have no excuse. I've just been putting them off. And then I'm tempted to do a top 10 anime because I watched about 30 anime this year. I am tempted to do that. I watched way too much anime this year. Right now, the contender for anime of the year... Oh, actually, I shouldn't say it if I'm going to do a top 10. Forget it. Forget it. But there's been really good anime this year. And the reason for that is because... last year, a lot of the anime got held back because of the pandemic, so all that good anime came out this year instead, and so it's been a stacked year. So this might be, if not the greatest year of anime, one of the best years of anime, for sure. Easily the best year of anime, probably in the last 10 years, or more, depending on what came out in those years. I'm just saying an arbitrary number. the amount of amazing anime that come out this year has been very high. The people who are fans of Attack on Titan, of course, the end of that came out this year. We're getting season 2 of Demon Slayer. You got, finally got the anime for To Your Eternity, anime for 300 Slime. You got the anime for the first creation you got from Konosuba with Sentonin. You've got another season of Cells at Work, Seals at Work Black, Beastars 2, 86 1 and 2. I already said To Your Eternity. Freaking Vivi was very surprising. You've got the finale of Fruits Basket. You have Odd Taxi was amazing. Osama ranking right now is really, really good. And there's a bunch of other stuff I can't think of right now. There's also, the Dragon Maid, like people who like Dragon Maid. There's a lot of really strong stuff this year. So I gotta do a top 10. Obviously, I didn't watch everything, but I watched a lot. And so it will be a controversial ranking, I'm sure, because people will think this should be it or that should be. Oh yeah, freaking Spider came out this year. That was great. And we'll see where it all ranks out. And of course, it'll be the end of my whole thing is there's no such thing as objective list. If you think it exists, you're silly. You're a silly person because all humans are influenced by something to give them bias. You can appreciate something on a technical level and try to do it that way, but then there's like things that are not trying to be technical that are still amazing, and then you're just counting those out. So everything's biased in some way. And so the list will be biased in my way. I'm like, this is what I think is number 1, and that's going to be interesting. Jeez, I've been talking a bunch. Alright, so let's get into the why. I think the reason why this why will be kind of short is because I kind of already know the reason. But let's explore it a little bit. So, why am I a liar? Because I'll tell you, I am. Now, the only place where I do not lie, or at least I lie as little as possible, is here in the vlog, because the entire point of this vlog is for me to get through my thoughts, which is my form of therapy. And if I'm lying to myself, it ain't gonna do any good, now is it? So you get the most truth out of me here. But here's the thing. And it becomes the question is embellishment lying? If you embellish, are you a liar? Because that is what I famously do, I embellish everything. I always say a bigger number than it actually was. I always make a bigger thing out of anything. And I think Jinx, this is a character Jinx made or was telling me about where he's like a gnome or like a halfling, and he'll deal with like some really easy mundane thing and he'll make it out to like he fought a dragon or some stuff like that. And that's me. That's definitely who I am. I embellish a lot. I don't mean to do it too much, but I do it. And then I do just outright lying where I say this happened or I dealt with this when actually someone else dealt with it, or a family member dealt with it when actually some random stranger dealt with it. Just doing things to be more relatable and things like that. I've done those kind of lies. I just straight up lied to not get in trouble. I try to do that less in professional world now, because you usually get caught. So professionally, I usually just own up to things now. If I make a mistake, I tell my boss immediately so he knows the mistake and we can figure out what to do about it. Instead of I lie and the lie keeps going and then eventually bad things happen. In my job, lying is bad because if you lie for too long, people die. So that's another reason why I don't lie is I care about my civic duty and I care about other people. So it's important to me that people not die. So I don't lie about things. Now, there are people who have lied about things in the past and people have died. Not talking about my job, but in general, in water, people have done that. The Walkerton incident is a very well-known one in the water world. This happened in Canada, where it was 2 brothers, and all they did at work was just drink. All they did at work was just drink beer and just hang out. And they filled out the paperwork, but they were just lying about everything they were doing. And eventually, there was a failure in the water, and people got sick and died. So yeah, you don't do that. Another one, of course, is Flint, Michigan. Flint, Michigan is, of course, the big, most famous version now where everyone was lying. So much lies. People should have been going to jail. People should have been... Well, suing did happen, but a lot of people should have gone to jail. There were political people who should have gone to jail and people on the water side who should have gone to jail. And ain't nobody go to jail. Just the system got sued. That's it. People should have gone to freaking jail. Water is serious business. Everyone, water is the most important thing on this planet to be had. Everyone needs water. Everyone and everything needs water, even a tiny bit to survive. Water is the most important thing that people produce. After that is food. We don't produce air, so water is the most important thing. The reason why I don't say air is the most important thing anyway is because they are anaerobic creatures. There are things that just don't use air at all. But water, everybody uses water. Or a tiny amount, because there are things that don't necessarily rely on water, but they still need a little bit to keep going. I lie to my family all the time. Like, I don't tell them the things I do because it's my business. So I tell them, it's like, I'll just do whatever, kind of thing. Like, the family doesn't know about this channel necessarily because I've done plenty of lying over time. Of course, they've now found it because I was helping people. What brings this up, think about it too, is because I steam hams work. I did steam hams where my sister really wanted these ramekins. Ramekins are these little glass cup things. And Costco was selling creme brulee, which had these ramekins. And they're the ones she really wanted. And it's weird. They were like $9 for 8. And these ramekins, she says, are worth like $4 each. So it was very odd. So she wanted the ramekins. She wanted to buy the creme brulee and just dump out the creme brulee and just keep the ramekins. I'm like, no, let's actually use it. And so we had a Christmas potluck thing. So I took them to work and said I made them. And now the lie has happened. Now I have steamed hams my work. And now everyone thinks I'm amazing at creme brulee, which means I have to eventually learn how to make creme brulee. So that's just great. But yeah, that has now happened. So why do I lie? And I realize the most important reason why. It used to be to get out of trouble or just to hide my business. And that's probably still things for the most part. Well, not the trouble part, but I definitely lie to keep my own business because I don't need other people getting in my business. But the other reason why I lie, and the bigger reason why I lie that I realize, is I'm a storyteller. I tell stories. I like to entertain people. I like to tell stories. It's probably partially why I really like comedians, like especially the storyteller ones, because they are obviously making up a story to entertain you that sounds kind of feasible, but also insane. And it's very entertaining. And that's what I do as well. I have told quite a few yarns, whoppers, stories, whatever word you want to say, to people that aren't true at all, but it entertains them. And I do this with strangers all the time because they're never going to get back to me on that. And I do it with people I work with because they're never going to get the full picture of my life anyway. And so I tell lots of lies. I tell lots of stories. And I've come to realize that over my life is, I tell lots and lots of stories. And when things are actually what I've done, they're usually embellished. So you can call them lies as well if you want, because they're embellishments of what I've actually done and accomplished. But the thing is, I have done some good stuff and some wild stuff too. So I'm mixing those in with it too, and you just never know what's actually the truth and what's actually a lie. And it works for me. Because I'm not always lying. Which is kind of entertaining as well. I'm going to tell a little bit. I'm going to tell some origin here. So, my friendship with Jinx starts on a lie. In that, Jinx was asking for help. And I went, oh yeah, okay, I'll totally help you out. And then I just forgot all about it. Completely forgot that I told some random person, like, oh yeah, I'll help you out with that. Yeah, I got this. I can do it. I can help you out. And then it just went one ear and out the other in my own brain, and I forgot all about it, and Jinx hated me for the longest time. And then, like, a year later, Jinx needs help with something, and then I help her out, and then we became friends. That's funny. That's funny. Because I'll admit this right now, I don't think I even remembered Jinx until that meeting, when we actually became friends. Which is bad. So I always say that our friendship started with a lie because I lied. It's not really I lied, it's more that I am just forgetful. But I'll say it was a lie instead. Alright, so that is the vlog. I'm going to go do Pokemon. I'm going to go draw. I did my Twitter, my art Twitter got 100 followers. I'm like, alright, cool. Anyone who likes our tees, they'll be in the running to win the raffle. And I rolled, and Jinx is the one who won. I thought, oh, that's probably not fair that Jinx won. So I rolled a dozen times and Jinx won anyway. So like, all right, fine. Like I kept rolling. Like, okay, first one to get 3 times. That was Jinx anyway. I'm like, all right, Jinx wins. Like, even me fudging it, Jinx wins. So there you go. And so my task is to draw 30 circles per, like really good circles. I'm like, fine, because you want to draw a really good circle to draw Kirby. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'm gonna draw 30 Kirbys with really good circles. And that is everything. So that's the vlog. And how long is it? Woo, got to 20. Well, I talked about lying for 10 minutes. Well, it's not actually 20, it's under 20, but rounding up. Oh, random fact really quick. So the state of Indiana tried to pass a law that would make pi, 3.14 into 3.2, just rounding it. Of course it didn't work out. That was, yeah, but still, that's so silly. It's such an American thing. It's such an American thing. All right, that's it. That's the vlog. I had fun. Hope you have fun watching. That's what's all about it. Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.